Welcome to the class of Essentials of Communication, Section C. This syllabus is common for MDU University, KU University and CBL. So in a way it is touching the core of three university system: Kurukshetra University, Maharshi Dayanand University and Chaudhary Bansilal University, Bhiwani. In the lecture room of the Technological Institute of Textile and Sciences, we will try to cover up section C, that constitutes composition and the type of composition as well. May it be descriptive, may it be analytical, argumentative or explanatory, and we will be focusing in the form of, developed in the form of debate and group discussion. While talking of this composition, I would like to draw your attention little back towards your schooling curriculum, where you talk about comprehension. In comprehension, you are supposed to read a passage, think of it, try to assimilate, understand and reproduce the questions that has been part of your schooling. There a paragraph or a few paragraphs are given. You read them, and by reading them, whatsoever you could comprehend, you try to give the answer of the question, which were of the type: what is there inside paragraph, why it has been mentioned, what type of vocab is used by the author, and so on and so forth. You also try at the same time to develop a précis of that given paragraph, reproduce the same in 1/3 format. Let us look at composition as a bit advanced exercise, second step after comprehension. Why is it so? Because in comprehension, we try to comprehend what is written by others, what is composed by others. But at a one step advance, here we want to attempt to compose ourselves. And since the role reversal is there, in schooling comprehension is there, in college and in the syllabi of Essentials of Communication, composition is here. What to compose? And once the topic is given, how to compose? It becomes quite difficult to compose when you are trying to translate your thoughts into words. There always remain a gap. How to bridge up that? That too in the minimum possible time. So composition is the part of creating something and in an effective way. Creating something, that too in an effective way. So here composition, many a times in your examination you are given to write a paragraph on may it be honesty is the best policy, traditional topic. And that too ranging from that topic to the, may it be a topic related to argumentative writing. And the topic may be like impact of demonetization of Indian currency notes of rupees 500 and 1000. You are supposed to write a debate or a group discussion on the thing. Some of you may be feeling that demonetization of that currency is going to help the national growth. A few of you might be feeling this is not going to help anyway. This is not going to meet out the purpose. And a few of you might be thinking in between, might be in the dilemma that whether it may help or it may not help. It may serve the national purpose or it may not serve. Well, time will answer. So, trying to convince others or trying to be convinced based on the rationality, based on the argumentative thoughts will always be the part of discussion. And let us think of all these types. First we talked about composition. We are supposed to compose, may it be a paragraph. What do you do? A blunder most of the students do. If the question is talking about write a paragraph on this following topic, may it be life is a tale told by a lady. The topic may be anything, to be or not to be. A topic may be any topic ranging from that. Most of the students they develop only one paragraph, but a few of them commit a blunder by breaking the answer into 2-3 paragraphs. That one should not do. If your question is demanding write a paragraph on this topic, you must ensure that your answer will be confined to one paragraph. May the paragraph be of 1 full page or even 1.5 page, but the paragraph will not be broken. It is your duty to ensure it. Then, while composing, there are various patterns of development. May it be journalistic approach, like what, when, why, where, who you are adopting. May it be some other approach. Many a times it is said that describe the process of making tea, making coffee, or making chapati, or making 2 minutes Maggi. Then, or describe the process of drawing money out of ATM. Descriptive. Or even you might be given a question like, describe the functioning of a gadget, a mobile phone. How will it work? So how are you going to develop your answer? That is the matter of concern. That descriptive writing may be also like describe Bhiwani as the Choti Kashi. Describe Bhiwani as mini Cuba. Describe Bhiwani as a religious city. Or you might have visited a place of tourism and describe your experiences in 200 words. Describing means what you feel of them, what you have experienced over there, what has been your role. You are describing simply. That will be the part of descriptive writing. Like last week we went on a tour, academic tour, or maybe on industrial visit. Maybe textile chemistry student visited to BDM mill. That was industrial tour. You went there. You saw the process step by step and all that you are describing one by one. First you wait for permission and then you enter inside and somebody is spotted there, you from the mill, and a few teachers were there from the college as well, and you entered into the premises of the mill and step by step you saw that how fabric is made, prepared, and ultimately you come. So you are describing all that. And once you are describing the thing, it becomes very much part of descriptive writing. Let us come to the second part of the talk, that is explanatory writing. Again, I would like to lead you back to your school days. There, questions came like, in examinations came like, explain with reference to the context these lines, maybe 4 lines, 5 lines from poem may be given, or from poetry, or maybe 4 or 5 lines are given from some prose piece. That excerpt you are supposed to explain it. Means this explanatory writing always helps a person to make something easily understood which has been very, very complex. And most of the cases, explanations are given and you try to make understood the people, group, person or persons whom you want to tell something, some process or submit. You want them to know, you want the others to realize. That is where explanatory writing comes in use. So sometimes single word meaning, if for that, if I am not knowing the meaning, you will be explaining it into a phrase, you will be explaining the same into a sentence, and even then if I am not able to adopt it, you will be explaining. And why there is a need to explain? What to explain, why to explain, how to explain. No sentence in the word is having complete meaning in itself. I would like to tell here that the text has no meaning in it until and unless it is having context in the background. I would like to give you one example here for how the text is not having meaning in itself. Like suppose that there is a sentence, sun is setting. And in ancient India, some rishi is telling sun is setting. What will happen? His disciples will bring that Havan Puja Samagri and they will start collecting that, thinking the background, the context that Guru is going to offer some puja. If the same sentence is spoken by a robber or a thug, then his disciples, his followers, his gang mates will start collecting revolvers and knife and other things. And if that gangster is telling sun is setting, same sentence, sun is setting. So all the gangsters will start collecting the arms and all that, and they will be preparing different things. That is also not having a different confined meaning in itself. If a lover is telling his beloved that sun is setting, that will also have another connotation and different meaning. So in order to make a sentence understood to others, in order to make a text understood by others, explanatory writing is required. Explanatory composition is required. And you need to go into the background. And then you need to narrate the context. Then it will be explanatory writing. While what is foreign direct investment? Explain it into a paragraph. That can be type of question. And explain India's Kashmir issue in detail. How can India improvise its relationship with Pakistan? Explain Indo-Pak relationship and future steps to be taken. Suggest some steps. Then there comes the third part, that is analytical writing. In analysis, steps are there. Step 1, step 2, step 3. Neatly you need to develop that composition. And what is the quality? What are the qualities of analytical composition? Your practical notebook of physics lab, chemistry lab, that practical you are drafting, like how to make oxygen in laboratory condition. So first of all, you will write objective to make oxygen. Second step, material required. Third step, process. Step 1 you will do this, step 2 you will do that, step 3 we will do that, and finally you will be able to got pure or purified oxygen safely prepared in your laboratory. So analytical writing always talks about steps. And if you are like analyze any process, analyze and give a brief analysis of their steps are involved. Like suppose that you have purchased a new mobile and analyze the function of the mobile. So there you need to draw, while analysis you will need to draw the pages of that, picture of that, image of that. Then you are supposed to produce like setting part of that. You need to put like this, and you need to tell about all the functioning of that gadget. And then you need to tell, may it be 1 or 2 snaps, and you need to analyze it, what is going to do what system is going to do what function. Clear? That will be part of analytical writing. You are analyzing step by step. Then from where you are going to use social media, what are the way, what are the features, what are its, even you are required to tell memory space and 2G, 3G, 4G, what is the feature? Such questions come frequently in examination of all 3 universities. So analytical writing, you need to be alert about functioning features of maybe mobile, maybe bike, maybe car, maybe anything. So as a technocrat, you are advised to be aware of this part as well. Let us switch to the final part of the talk, that is argumentative writing, argumentative composition. Why to argument? Many a times you disagree with somebody. It is not like that. We all are human beings, we all are independent, we all have our own opinion, thoughts and ideas, and sometimes it matches with some and sometimes it doesn't match. So in that situation, we argue. Arguments are developed. We all have different angle of looking at a thing, looking at a situation, looking at a problem. And if we are able to develop that approaches, multi-dimensional approaches to a problem, so we will be able to reach to a decisive conclusion, and that is required. Many a times in examination, questions come and we also ponder over, like we earlier talked about demonetization of currency notes of rupees 500 and 1000. Debate will talk about two dimensions and two persons will talk. How should you develop this answer for examination? First will be intro. 2-3 lines, brief introduction. Dear audience, and many a times in examination, it is given, names are given, like you are Sumit or Sunil. You are Sumit, you are Sunil. And you need to develop a debate on the topic. So introduction will come the way, dear audience, today we are having two worthy speakers who are going to express their views and opinions, share their opinion on the topic demonetization of the currency notes of rupees 500 and 1000 and its impact. Then the first person, suppose that first person comes who will speak for the notion. And favoring the topic, he will say, many a times currency of a place and person or of a place or country is diluted, polluted, mixed, or not somewhere, sometime it becomes not as fair, and due to merging of fake currency into them, or due to certain situation. And that is why government has to take some stern decision to clean up the system of economics, clean up the monetary process. Way back, Queen Victoria took a decision to change the currency in her time twice, and it was adopted there. Even in post-independent India, even in independent India, when Britishers left it, twice an attempt was there to demonetize certain currency, coins or notes. And this is also the routine process, so let us follow it, let us welcome it, and let us favor it, because ultimately this will end some positive result, and hopes are always there. So for better future, for making better future, many a times we are supposed to take some tough decisions. So for better future, it is wise to suffer today for having shining India. Maybe something like that, in favor. Then immediately the second speaker who will start talking. After finishing first talk, second speaker will start talking. And dear friends, my worthy friend talked about all the benefits, big benefits of demonetization of currency notes of 500 and 1000 in India. But let me remind you what impact it is going to make on Indian society. People are dying in the queues. Government didn't go for favorable preparation. No preparation, nothing doing, and suddenly some idea comes and strikes to a person, and he decides that we will not be, no longer will be using these currency notes. Is it fair? Or their pockets, they are hungry, they don't have something in their pockets. So demonetization may be there, but the way Indian economy is demonetizing its notes, it is going to do no good. And what wisdom is there to kill people today in the hope of better tomorrow? That is not an advisable thing. That is not accepted, and that must not be promoted. We must think of those people, those daily wagers and those street vendors. Do we think that they will be able to survive? And even if government wanted to do that, it should have taken the decision with thinking all the positive and negatives, plus and minuses into its brain, and backup plan should have been there to, if there is no 500,000 notes, what else is going to be there? And whether the thing is available already, backup plan is there, or it is not going to work anyway. So I think that there may be some good thought, but this section resulted into bad results, and a lot of bad results are coming for. So coming to this introductory part, then debate part, positive, then against the notion, then finally conclusion. You were supposed to write, and like that. Today we had a nice discussion, nice argument, nice discussion on the topic, like debate on the demonetization of the currency notes, Indian currency notes of rupees 500 and 1000, and its impact. Both the speaker came and they tried to develop arguments for or against the topic given. And we had many good points came out of their discussion. We had a nice discussion, we had a nice debate, and we hope that this will be fruitful to the audience. Such sort of concluding line is required based on the question. So if you are developing this answer for 10 marks, first 2-3 lines, intro, rest of the page favor, next page almost 75% of the page is against, and in the bottom 3 lines, 4 lines, conclusion. Then your debate is complete. Sometimes you are said also to write only either in favor or in against. If that option is given there, so you need not to develop both the sides, you need to develop only one side of the debate, maybe favoring or maybe anti. And then, like you suppose that, and then there comes, suppose that you are given the topic, Make in India. Then many a times question is given like that to develop a debate in the favor and for positive results of Make in India. So you are supposed to speak only in favor. And coming to the group discussion, in most of the recruitment processes, group discussion is used. Group discussion, another form of group discussion is brainstorming. Brainstorming says, sometimes in emergency it is used, sometimes in natural process it is used. That is why for freshers recruitment, most of the companies, they adopt this for recruiting the freshers, thinking that by organizing this, companies will be able to taste your rational thinking, logical approach, your spirit of participation and your spirit of coordination, leadership, initiation, and so many good things they will be able to judge. This is, you can say, for practical spoken part. You can ask a question to me, what the hell this group discussion is having as a part of composition? Why is this here as a part of composition? Why should we think in 5 different ways and write it? My dear students, the problem is that, suppose that you are dealing with some industrial critical problem. You applied one formula, it didn't work. You applied second formula, it didn't work. You applied reverse formula, again it didn't work. So, composing a text into 5 different, from the mouth of 5 different persons will enable you to ponder over on the problem on 5 different ways. If there is any problem, you will think like, I should try this, it worked, no, it's okay, I should try opposite of this, it worked, okay, if it didn't work, I should try some in between. So, different way, different approaches, and because for solving any problem, you can have multiple approaches. You can go for that. And there comes group discussion as the part of composition. In examination again, there are many times it is like use A, B, C, D and E as mouthpiece, or use John, Jack, Hillary, Trump as mouthpiece. Certain names are given. If names are not given, you are not supposed to introduce your name or new name. Go for A, B, C, D and E or Mr. X, Y, Z. They are having a discussion on the topic. And then you can be either in favor, you can be against. GD writing part, this composition part, you must divide into 3 parts at least. First part of group discussion may be introductory, where each one will come in sequence, like A, B, C, D, E. Mr. A will come and say his opinion, that he is either favors or suppose that he favors. So he will say, my dear friends, I am in favor of this and because of this reason. Only 2 sentences. Then B will come and will say, I don't agree with the opinion of what Mr. A is telling because of this reason. C will tell that it is too early to decide any poll whether I agree or disagree because I need some more introspection, or that it is too early, unripe to say something like that. Mr. D will say that I agree with A. E will say I agree with B. And somebody will say neither I agree nor I disagree. But at the same time, the group discussion will develop. First round, they will come sequence wise 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then the discussion round, there no sequence will be followed, no order. Maybe B is speaking, then D is speaking, then A is speaking. There will be cross-cutting of the sentences and discussion will go on. But there should be, you must introduce a concluding round. And concluding round, you will be introducing all characters again in order. They will come, they will speak, they will tell about everything in sequence. Like what is happening in group discussion, sometimes you agree with others. So there is no harm. If somebody Because group discussion is for convincing others or for being convinced. But it is not essential that every time you be convinced or convince others. That too is the part of group discussion. It is used for identifying leadership, identifying participation, identifying idea sharing, identifying idea trying, identifying innovation, identifying group leadership. So many things it is used in. And that way, what you are supposed to do as the participant, as the writing part, you should also be highly innovative in group discussion. So for group discussion, we can say that this writing is the toughest but most methodical sort of composition. And for that purpose, one should be mentally ready for thinking out of box, thinking unconventional way, thinking innovative way, and developing new approaches. And today we discuss about composition. Though composition solely depend on the person who is going to compose, it may be subjective, it may be personal, but here we are talking about professional composition. We are not talking about composing a poem. We are not talking about composing a story or developing a story. We are talking about professional, factual, objective composition. And for that purpose, being methodical will always help. And you can adopt journalistic approach for all of that. That will be quite helpful. What is journalistic approach? What, when, why, how, why, and where. What happened, when happened, where happened, where did it happen? In that sequence, if we are trying, it will help all of us in developing composition and factual composition, truthful composition, objective composition, and impersonal composition. That will always be qualitative and benchmark in the area of engineering education and professional field. Now, session is open for question answer. If you wish to ask any question, please ask. Any doubt, any query. कोई क्वेश्चन नहीं?